Hit him with strong flex. I'm official like a ref trying not to get attacked. And we go hard on Brooklyn, that's a promise. Watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Make sure watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Switch, they can't guard me, especially side the Barclays. Spin between crosses, I can score with both hands. Midi flawless, and I get to paint like an artist. I'm a boss smith, so you should respect my handle. I see the big picture with the Nets like a mantle. In the future, I see us as champs too. And when we do, I'ma do a Brooklyn dance move. The sturdy or Millie rock like a fan do. And that's a bet like my parlay on FanDuel.
B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N.
You establish a culture, that's what you do every day. That creates one thing, that it's your identity. Alright, that's how you are seen by other people. If you work really hard and get 1% better every day, you're a competitive group.
Yo, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. You already know what it is. Yeah, you know, y'all see what's going on. Nets fans is the best fans. We're gonna talk about the draft, the off-season, game 3 for the Pacers. I'm gonna throw the link in the chat this stream. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to start with my page, you know what I mean? There's stuff that's on my Facebook page that I just posted because I want to, you know what I'm saying, talk about it. So, you know, we're going to get straight to it. All right, so we're going this Carmelo. Let's see what Carmelo talked about. Whatever he talking about, I'm finna recap. He up there with Spike Lee.
I respected the guy that was tough at my position, you know, who challenged me physically, who made me like, damn, okay, I got to get up and play today. Guys like Bruce Bowen early on, because he was older, he vet, he knew how to, you know how to guide you with his hands.
One of the shifty guys?
Yeah, he played defense with his elbows, his knees. It was more defensive schemes back then. Like nobody never played me one-on-one. It was always
send the help,
load up. You know what I mean? I'm damn near boxing one every time I touch the ball. So they try to navigate within that space. Like I had to learn how to play in these small little spaces. You got the ball on the wing, they come load up on you. Tim Duncan on the underneath of the rim, Ginobili in the passing lane. Like these, Bruce Bowen is jam. Like it's a lot. Coutinho is the reason why I learned how to get a fadeaway. Every time I played against him, he always swiped down, right? And I couldn't time it at first, and he would get it every time. And I'm like, damn, why I can't score this? And he would slap down, boom, like damn. Right. And then the intelligent part of the game start to kick in, and it's like you go back, you watching the hand on the ball, and how, you know what I mean, when, and the timing and the beat, you trying to catch all of that. But that's just studying the game. And then I had to get a fadeaway, and then I'm like, yo, why am I even playing? I'm stronger than him. Let me get him under the basket, right? But this is evolution of
being a student of the
game. Right? So you had guys like that, but Artest, he was somebody who you had to really think the game. It wasn't like Physically, he matched. Speed-wise, he matched. He was super smart defensive player. Tough. You don't know what he thinking. He was passionate. Steven Jackson was a guy. You know, he was tough because I knew I had to come think. He was physical. He was gonna get dirty. You know, wings like Bonzi Wells. Like
Bonzi.
Yeah, like people don't know Bonzi was a bruiser in the post. So it was like I knew I had to meet him physically first. I can't let him hit me before you know what I mean? Like these are things you play around with.
Do you miss just the game?
I do. Because I don't see.
You don't see the physical
I don't
play no
see
more.
it, the part that I miss. To perfect that area of the game.
Earn that bucket.
That's an earned bucket. You have to really understand where you at in position and you know, in space and how far you are from the rim. You have a split second to do something down there. The part that I love about the game is that's an art. That's music. That's poetry. That's poetic to go down there. If you can score down there, that means you put work in. I respected the guys that was tough at my position, you know, who challenged me.
Yeah, so, you know, I like how he spoke on the defense side. He talked about what it is to be an ISO player, and you know what I'm saying? Maybe smaller guards, you know what I mean? You know, just the IQ of the game. They know they can't be more physical than, you know what I'm saying, Carmelo, so they'll swipe down, and you know what I mean? You know, he was hard to defend. So, hold on. Watch out. Oh. Yo, I'm on live right now. I'm gonna send you the link right now. Right. Okay. Yeah, this is JTV. I'm telling you, that's my guy. My man Pots and Pans, man. But shout out to This Is JTV. I'm finna throw him the link. Shout out to all the Nets fans. We the best fans. But yeah, man, I like this what Carmelo was talking about, you know what I mean? He basically just letting you know that you know, and it's IQ. It's not just all, you know, physicality. You know what I'm saying? Or how defenses play certain plays and play, and basically he telling you how they would play. And this is a good defensive team, you know. So this is why I wanted to talk about the defense of the Spurs in this segment, and I wanted to talk about how they would defend a player like Carmelo, and just I wanted to talk about how the gravity of Carmelo brought the defense to do this and that because of how well he was on a one-on-one player. Now he played inside of the three-pointer range. I mean, inside of the three-point range, like the mid-range area. So you know what I'm saying. You see how many points he scored in his career. More known for the mid-range than the three-pointer. Again, one of the reasons why he's my favorite player, the mid-range game. It's one of my favorite things to see. I think it's beautiful basketball. But that being said, shout out to the Spurs defense. It's up to Carmelo's point. A player like that, you know what I'm saying, is interesting. I actually want to hear it again because I think I missed a few things. Hold on.
Physically, who made me like, okay, I gotta get up and play today. Guys like Bruce Bowen early on, because he was older, he knew how to, you know how to guide you with his hands.
One of the
and
shifty
shit.
guys?
Yeah, he played defense with his elbows, his knees. It was more defensive schemes back then. Like nobody never played me one-on-one. It was always
send the help,
load up. You know what I mean? I'm damn near boxing one every time I touch the ball. So they try to navigate within that space. Like I had to learn how to play in these small little spaces. You got the ball on the wing, they come load up on you, Tim Duncan on the underneath of the rim, Ginobili in the passing lane, like these, Bruce Bowen is jam, like it's a lot. Coutinho is the reason why I learned how to get a fadeaway. Every time I played against him, he always swiped down, right? And I couldn't time it at first, and he would get it every time. And I'm like, damn, why the I can't score on this. And he would slap down, boom, like, damn.
Right.
And then you just, the intelligent part of the game start to kick in. And it's like, you go back, you watch it, and the hand on the ball, and how, you know what I mean? When, and the timing, and the beat, you try to catch all of that. But that's just studying the game. And then I had to get a fadeaway. And then I'm like, yo, why am I even playing? I'm going to just I'm stronger than him. Let me get him under the basket, right? But this is evolution of
being a student of the
being
game,
a student of the game, right? So you had guys like that, but I never, Artest, he was somebody who you had to really think the game. It wasn't like physically he matched, speed-wise he matched. He was super smart defensive player, tough. You don't know what he thinking. He was passionate. Steven Jackson was a guy, you know, he was tough because I knew I had to come think. He was physical. He was gonna get dirty, you know, wings like Bonzi Wells. Like
Bonzi.
Yeah, like people don't know Bonzi was a bruiser in the post. So it was like I knew I had to meet him physically first. I can't let him hit me before you know what I mean? Like these are things you play around with.
Do you miss just the game?
I do. Because I don't see.
You don't see the physical
I don't
play no
see
more.
it, the part that I miss. To perfect that area of the game.
Earn that bucket.
That's an earned bucket. You have to really understand where you at in position and you know, in space and how far you are from the rim. You have a split second to do something down there. The part that I love about the game is that's an art. That's music. That's poetry. That's poetic to go down there. If you can score down there, that means you put work in. I respected the guys.
Yo,
that
hold on.
was
We're gonna
tough
get
at my
Jay to
position.
react to this because
You know,
I just pretty much react to this. I mean, but did you hear Jay? Did you hear anything? And shout out to This Is JTV. Thank you for joining the panel. Subscribe to This Is JTV. He got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? I think he gonna have something popping tomorrow at Tuesday, different world Trump. Talk to this, Jay. What's the word, bro?
Yeah, different show every week. It's a different show. Know what I mean? Live on Instagram Tuesdays at 9. But word. As for what he was saying, I didn't hear all of it, but I heard he was talking about like certain defenders and shit and people that play tough, play hard. I know you was talking to me about just bench players in general.
Right, because you had mentioned Wesley Persons, and I was saying that I had to walk back what I said about how I was clowning you about Wesley Persons because we really wasn't clowning you. You know what I'm saying? And I think more than anything, I remember us having that conversation. We was talking about also, and to further it, I don't remember it verbatim, but just how important the bench is. You know what I'm saying? You know, Robert Ory is always thrown in those conversations, but you know, there's other bench players that have been great. You know what I'm saying? I meant to put that in the title, but I forgot about it. So you called up. Or Wesley Persons and shit. I wanted to pull up his content. We're gonna get through more of this content, but you make a good point because they talk about, or Carmelo talks about Ginobili and how he was in the passing lane, and I said that to say he was on the bench. Now Ginobili is a
6-man guy, man, but just dead nice.
Talk your shit.
He could have been starting sooner because he started eventually, right? But he could have been starting sooner because he was dead nice. I just on fucking 2K, not on 2K, on live, they couldn't even say this nigga name right.
The new live, like the AI, they don't know how to say his name right. That's crazy.
Well, no, I'm talking about when he was a bench player and nobody knew who he was. They was pronouncing his name Ginobili or some shit.
Ginobili. It's just always easy for me to say. I don't know. But I think Manu Ginobili, he was somebody that I like because, you know, just being a student of the game now, he could have started wherever he wanted. He could have left and got traded, and if he wanted to do that, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he made a fit about it. I think he found family there, man. I think he found family. Those guys are family, you know. But I wanted to not to pivot too much off of the content. I wanted to add to Jay's conversation about Manu Ginobili because about bench players, he was saying something about that. I kind of wanted to talk about that, and I just wanted to, you know, he's the perfect example in Manu Ginobili. As a rookie, Manu Ginobili averaged. My bad. He played 69 games as a rookie. He started 5. The next season, after he was a rookie, his second year, he 77 games he played out of 82, mind you. He started 38. To Jay's point, that third season, he was 70. He started every game he played, and he played 74 out of 82 games. the next season, he played 56. He started 56 out of 65. Now, in 2006, it looks like it becomes an intentional where he's coming off the bench and is strategic because which it was interesting about Manu Ginobili, and I'll show you guys the statistics. So you know what I mean. Then I'll get back to the content. I gotta be that good. Shout out to Dan You Berry Sports Highlight. You should have been a moderator. I made you a moderator. Shout out to Leaf. I see you, bro. Let me get through this content. You know I'm finna send you the link. You already know. But that being said, back to the conversation. And I'm gonna pull up Wesley Purchase after this. Because
person without an S, man, no S.
Right, person. I got you. I'm with it. All right, so interesting to see about Manu Ginobili, and I say strategic intentionally. I want y'all to pay attention to what's happening. Okay, now 2 things are happening: his minutes in 2006 and 2007, and his shot attempts. Okay, in 2006, 2007, this is when it became strategic to put Manu Ginobili off of the bench, right? In 2006, 2007, he played 75 games and started 36 of those games, probably because of injury or maybe something different. Somebody had a birthday, I don't know. Let's see. But every season before that, he took less shot attempts. So he's taking more shot attempts off of the bench. You feel me? Than he is prior seasons when he started. So that again, that was strategic, and they've been strategic with him since then. Now, I'm saying that to say he's been with one team for a very long time, and I like that story, man. I like the story when a player stays with one team and stays with them and wins. You know, how long did Manu Ginobili stay on the team before they won? You know, when's the first time they won the championship? Let me check. Let me with Manu Ginobili on the team. What year was that?
I don't know. 04? that was a guess. I have no idea.
Let me check.
Yo, I'm not good with remembering all them years and sports facts. Like I remember certain facts just because it's interesting to me. But when niggas be knowing how much everybody scored, what year they averaged, I don't give a fuck.
I know what you mean because I don't
can't
know.
follow what's happening. But now, like I don't know.
Right. Like back in the day when I was a kid, I don't know. Let's see. Shit. So I'm about to answer that question for you. 2001. The first time he won with them was in 2001. Team 2002. Oh, they answering the wrong question. Man, he won. Manu Ginobili won his first championship with the Italian club Kinder Bologna in 2001, capturing the EuroLeague championship and triple crown. Man, I'm trying to ask about the Spurs. Let's talk about. So he was a champion before he even came to the Spurs. Yo, how did Coach Pop know about Manu Ginobili in EuroLeagues, bro? I guess he was good. Yeah. What? Hold on. Who? The plot thickens. Who is he?
He had good scouts, man.
He also led Argentina a gold medal at the
active summer. Wait, you said it was in what year? 2000? Because they probably seen him in the Olympics or some shit like that. Olympics or FIBA. They're like, who that dude on the other team? He nice.
Yeah, yo, bro. The year before the Spurs drafted him, you feel me? He won everything I just said. I put first championship and I thought that was good. I didn't know he was a whole professional basketball player before that. Bruh, are you fucking kidding me? The first time he won his championship with them is the same year he was a rookie? This a bad man jammer, man. Wallet, it say bad man jammer. Word, King Ribby. He said he was the GOAT before he got the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to do y'all salty, but he had a better career. You know what I'm saying on Denver. You know what I mean, respectfully. You know what I mean? shout out to Carmelo Anthony. Shout out to King Ribby. Yo, you might want to stick around, man. You might not want to hear or allow or let. I mean, not to allow, but hear or let only net fans have an opinion about what we think about what's going to happen with the Knicks. You might want to stick around. Shout out to Leaf. I see you finish saying the link. Yo, listen, man. Mono was nice, man. But let's get to Wesley Purchase
That's
before we
one of
get back
the
to the
briefs
topic.
would have been like, no, I care about no Manu Ginobili. He's on the bench. Who cares about these bench riders? We need some top talent on this team. Some talent. That's what we need, not bench riders named Gina Beely, whatever the fuck his name is. That's what he would have told me about Ginobili if I'd have been talking about him in 2001.
Who you talking about, Leaf?
Yeah.
I'm crying. Oh man, Wesley Persons. Let's see what kind of career Wesley Persons had. Hey, Wesley Persons, respect his handle. He was in the league for 20 years. 10 years.
Word?
No,
I'm
no, not
word.
20. 10.
Oh, I
That's
don't
still
think
a lot.
right.
But he got traded a lot. No, he didn't.
Now he was on a few teams.
All right, but what team you liked him on the most? He averaged
I,
15 the most. He
I
was
remember
hooping.
when he was on the Spurs. I mean, on the Suns.
Okay. On the Suns, he was hooping on the Suns. He was a rookie. 1994. You ain't gotta tell us your age, but he started 56 out of 78 games, and then the next season he played all 82, right? And he started 47. Half of them for the most part. You feel me? Um, you see the same thing with the games played with 80 and 42. So it's like he halfway started, but where did he start coming off the? I guess it was strategic for him to come off the bench too, because you know what I mean. Like who was in front of him? Cedric Ceballos.
Nah, he was. I remember Sad was on that team too, but he was just a shooter, bro. He was nice. He'd get to the cup sneakily, and
Mm-hmm.
I felt like back in the day you couldn't wear all them crazy sneakers, but one thing
Yeah,
he did to stand out that made me pay attention to him more than other people. He had on these long ass socks. He
yeah, I
used to
remember
wear
that.
long ass socks to his knee type long ass socks, but
Yeah,
now or people will be saying all these kids out there be wearing all these lime green and pink shoes and shit like that. But the
mm-hmm.
reason why is so people would know who you is on the court, because
Mm-hmm.
that's some AAU shit. Like when you have
Right.
your whole family come see you, but it's mad people in the court, you want them to know it's you, so you wear the lime green sneakers, like they know that's you in the lime green.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, I see Cam Thomas do that. I think that's probably why he's standing out to me too. Is I see he does that. Um, but yeah, Wesley Person was nice, and he had a 10-year career. They say that the average NBA career is 4 years, and he played 10 years. So, you know what I'm saying? You gotta respect that. I mean, every stint that he had, it looked pretty decent. I don't know. It looked kind of like he kind of fell off playing with the Cavaliers, but not really. Maybe his role just changed. You know what I mean? I don't want to say a player, went from 13 to 14 points, fell off, but from 14 and 11, you got to ask why. It just looked like he just got a lot
Yeah,
less shot attempts. You
that's
know what I mean?
still
Depending on who's on the roster at that time.
that's
Because that's how the roles changed depending
still
on who the roster. So. It looked like he could have started if he pushed for it, but he was cool with coming off the bench. He looked like he was cool with and he hooping. It's not like he ain't getting minutes. Imagine you coming off the bench, but you get 29 minutes, 39 minutes, 26 minutes, 35 minutes. Oh no, in Cleveland, that last year with Cleveland, he started on 78, he averaged 15. Okay. Okay. So the most shots he got a game was 12. Was that a lot back then? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, Wesley Parsons is nice, man. I can see why he was your favorite player. I'll take that back, man. I can't clown you or say Wesley Persons is trash, man. I gotta walk that back.
Yeah.
Word.
You ain't gotta tell me. Tell that to Wesley himself. Know what I mean? Doc, I be saying like these NBA players is humans just like anybody else, bro. And you gotta respect them or disrespect them with that in mind. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna get back to the content. I'm finna throw the link in the chat soon. Uh, yeah, we out here. All right, we spoke on Carmelo. You know what I'm saying? We said enough about it, I guess. It's what I really wanted to talk to Jay about. Um, I seen this and how he recruited Carl, but I'm good right now. I'll come back to that some other time. Um, Jay is here, so I wanted to talk about the Russell Westbrook thing. With Russell Westbrook, he took a contract um to Tel Aviv or some shit, bro.
Yo, I
Like he
told
fit.
you.
He took like 150. Yeah. Oh, here you go. I'm bugging out. I'm going right past it. All right.
Yeah.
Here.
Yo, bro, people be trying to say that I'm crazy when I say the things that I say just because it's not something that you was thinking. But
Talk your
I
shit,
be
Jay.
thinking forward, bro. I be thinking about the next thing that's about to happen, and I be thinking about the future. And I said this a year or two ago that they gonna start offering niggas in the NBA contracts that people that are unheard of, and then it's gonna make some of the top talents start questioning whether they really want to be in the NBA or if they want to make 150 million. And watch.
3 years, 150 million. Why would he turn that down? He got more reasons to accept this deal than turn it down.
I'm telling you, once started hearing about what they were doing with the golf shit, I was like, the golf shit is crazy. But imagine if they do that shit in the NBA.
What happened exactly with the golf shit? I don't. It
They
missed me.
started offering American players like ungodly amounts of money that the PGA Tour would never and have never offered to come play overseas in a league. I
Mm,
forgot what their league is called. It's called Live or something like that. But
yeah.
they offering dudes money that they would have never made in the PGA Tour. And I'm like, imagine if they do that to the NBA. We're stopping them from doing that. All they got to do is be interested in basketball.
Mm, yeah. That's real, bro. I
And they
feel
got some
like
Saudi Arabian billionaires paying for that shit.
yeah. And, a lot of people frown on leaving. You know, the United States, but that's because they never left the United States. You feel me?
And if you're
They
getting
they
paid
don't they
more
don't know how to they don't know where to go to contrast it correctly. You know what I mean? But I was listening. I
money,
think Westbrook
I'm just
he's
saying a lot of
somebody.
times with the NBA, they frown on it because like you playing in a lesser league, you not getting paid the big bucks. We over here, but if you getting paid 150 million, what they gonna tell you?
Hmm.
That's more than most of the NBA right now.
Nigga trying to remember the last time. You know what I'm saying? He trying to call Westbrook and ask him just how he doing. He just missed him. You know what I mean? See if he could get on the team. You know what I mean? See if he could get
Right.
on the team.
And then if Westbrook
No,
got
no,
that,
no. Seriously, no. Because the truth is this, Jay. Let's call it what it is, right? He can recruit players from the NBA.
yeah, but if Westbrook got that, my thing is what they gonna give Curry in 2 years when Curry almost ready to just get out the NBA, or
So you saying,
what they gonna
so
offer
you,
LeBron?
so you
Like
saying they don't have to recruit players. They could just.
the money is recruitment enough.
That's a fact.
Like
That's
they're gonna offer all of the players that they feel like they they need to get attention. They're gonna offer them these big contracts, and then other people are just gonna come willingly behind that.
hmm. Yeah, I assume so. But yeah, man, I think this is an interesting conversation, man. I just think that, like you said, it's more of money talk, and you know how the rest of that go. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, man, it is what it is. Shout out to So Greasy joining the panel,
Yo, what's good, my boy?
What's
chilling,
up?
man. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta say I appreciate you because on the book, you know how they show the stuff that happened prior, like a year before, 2 years before. Off the port so greasy was putting in work, bro. He got like 3, 4 videos. He ain't taking no shit from Nick fans. It's hilarious.
Niggas is causing hell up there.
Yeah, shout out to so greasy.
I did,
But
I
yo,
did.
what you got on this? What me and just talking about?
What y'all was talking about, the Westbrook situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's 150 and it's the end of your career, I'm moving the whole family. Hell yeah, I'm taking that bread. Fuck a ring, fuck all that. A buck fit, what?
Yeah.
And that nigga live in the LA. He been taking hella pay cuts and all that. Yeah, he need that bag.
He said, "I'm moving the whole family." That's because I know that's what Westbrook gonna do.
What?
Westbrook is definitely all right. Listen, I know y'all ain't never been here before, but knowing Westbrook, he probably been there. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody that probably been there. You know what I mean? But I think he gonna have a good situation, and I do think it's the beginning. This is the beginning. You know what I mean? Just a lot of things are happening. The women they got unrivaled. They got the WNBA,
But
but
that's
they
what
ain't enough.
Stephon
They got
Marbury did.
unrivaled. You know what I'm saying? Different fans is. I mean, not they know that the fans are gonna support basketball internationally. Like it don't even matter. Basketball is bigger than the United States. That's a fact. It's a universal sport. It is second to soccer or and cricket maybe. Maybe he's third in the maybe basketball third in the conversation. Maybe it's first, depending on where you ask, depending on the region. I just know I'm not talking about basketball as a national sport anymore. This is a international sport. Period.
Facts.
But I want to think. So Greasy had put some content out. I was actually I follow So Greasy, so he didn't put it on my page. He had posted it. I mean, I seen him somewhere on Facebook, and then I posted it to my page so we could talk about it. Let's see. Okay, so trying to. All right, wait a sec. Has some Carmelo content. I want to talk to Jay. I'm gonna get to Jay about this. This shit was funny because dude was like he didn't want to score that many points because he didn't want to go to the All-Star game because he got a family at home. Some shit. Like he controlling how good he play because you know what I'm saying, he just wanna, max and relax. He ain't trying to do too much.
Who said that?
Long as he get paid, he go to work and do the minimum and shit. Like I
Who
just
said
came here
that?
so I won't get fired. You know what I mean? Damn.
Who said that though?
I'm gonna show you. The content. I'm looking for the content. So Breezy was talking about. I mean, but hold on, here you go.
A lot of people ain't gonna like it. You feel me? But
This is. Yeah, let me put that up now. What up, Lee?
Yo, what's good, Lee?
Like, what's up? Like, yeah.
What's good? What's
Hold on,
good,
y'all.
son?
With the second unit,
What up?
the
Now,
last
can y'all
game,
hear it? Can y'all hear this? Can y'all hear the
Yeah.
content?
Yeah.
I'm like, one game. I'm averaging 12 points off the bench. Yeah, but I think
I'm gonna play this
I'm going a
twice.
different direction. Try Cameron out. I already knew
I
what it
seen
was.
this.
I'm in
I
my
seen this
8th
shit
year in the
about a
league.
week
I
ago.
just drafted him 14th in lottery. And they was waiting for me to have one bad game to do it. I said, that's fucked up, Billy. That's how it go. People don't understand. They think, oh, the guy's not playing. He sucks. And nah, it's politics. I start the season, I'm killing, bro. I had one bad game. Billy Donovan called me in the office. I'm like, what's up? Like, yeah, he struggled a lot with the second unit, the last game. I'm like, one game. I'm averaging 12 points off the bench. Yeah, but I think we're going a different direction. Try Cameron out. I already knew what it was. I'm in my 8th year in the league. Y'all just drafted him 14th in lottery. And they was waiting for me to have one bad game to do it. I said, that's fucked up, Billy. That's how it go. People don't understand. They think, oh, the guy's not playing. He sucks. And nah, it's politics. I start the season, I'm killing, bro. I had one bad.
So basically, what I'm saying is, and then we going. I'm saying go to So Greasy and Leaf. Is and Jay. This is what I was trying to tell Jay. This is the shit that I think happened to Cam Thomas. You feel what I'm saying? They didn't want to play him, and I'm just saying the decision don't be contingent on whether the player is playing good or not. It be their interior motive. They got some other shit they got planned, and they just waiting to do that shit. So regardless of how good you do, you know what I'm saying, they got whatever they want to do, regardless of what you do. So you know what I mean. They just waiting for the right opportunity to do it, and that's the politic part that I wanted to mention to you, Jay. You know what I'm saying. I wanted to hear how you felt about the content. Then we're gonna go to Greasy and Leaf.
Well, I already knew that. Like I've been saying that. Like it's bigger than basketball. Everybody think it's just about basketball and talent. It be mad narratives associated with this shit because at the end of the day, it's still a business, and they have certain business interests that we may not be privy to that they're trying to fucking accomplish.
Real shit. Well said. Nah, I concur. Yeah, we gonna go to Word. So Greasy.
But
So
they be
Greasy.
saying that I'm crazy though.
Not me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
I
know
know
how we
Lee
do.
for a fact said that I was crazy when I was talking about they were going to start offering niggas 150 million to play in Saudi Arabia and
Mm-hmm.
bullshit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been doing that with niggas in China and shit. Like that's the reason why Marbury
That ain't
he
the
had
same money though.
you
That's
know what I'm
different
saying?
money though.
Like
And
so,
yeah, because a lot of times when they go to China and shit, they be taking lower money than top NBA players, but more money than they would have normally made. But
yeah,
they
you're right about that. You're definitely right
When
about
you
that.
say, but then you
now
talking
they're
about
gonna start
Obama,
offering niggas wild contracts. Watch.
bro. That's
That's
a
because
that's
the leagues are catching up. You feel me? And a
It's
lot of
because they
players
I
is
done.
mean,
gonna.
It's some billionaires that they done got involved in this shit, and they want to compete. Like they don't want to be second to U.S. shit. They want to be first.
but to stay on that topic, bro. In the case of the Rush shit, I mean, Russ days in the NBA. Let's face it, his days in the NBA is probably numbered. My nigga, like the Denver Nuggets offered this nigga
bro,
one year,
that's besides the
$3 million.
point. That's besides the point. The point
No,
is
no, no. I'm
that
not. I'm
these
not.
other
I'm gonna
players.
tell you how it. I'm gonna tell you how is equal to the point because the thing
But
is,
3 million
bro,
to
they've been
150 million. That's my point. The
no,
150
no, no.
million is way
No,
louder.
I'm getting there. I'm
Than
getting there. The thing is, Dominique Wilkins in 1996, bro, was offered a bag from a team overseas, bro. Like after his quote unquote NBA career was supposedly over. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been plenty of niggas that they was on they that a lot of NBA teams they thought they was on their last legs and they went overseas and got a bag and they hoop. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like Pat Bev was on playback last week talking about
Bro, Pat
I
Bev
it's
wasn't getting no motherfucking $150 million.
Yeah, I think
no
when
no
you
no he
pay
wasn't getting
somebody
150
like
million
Russ,
here.
bro,
No, of course not. But
No,
but
not there,
Russ is
not here, not anywhere. Not on a plane, not on a
but
train, not on a
but
bus,
you
not
pay
nah
Russ.
nah I'm
not
not
over there with Russ. He's not getting 150.
No, 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 no. I'm not talking about the number. I'm just talking about
But
it was
that's
like
what we
going back
talking
to
about.
what
We
you were
talking about
saying.
the number.
Going back to what you were saying.
No, it's
They're
about
getting
the
more.
numbers. It's not about just going and playing overseas. It's about going overseas because they're going to be offering astronomical numbers
Now
that
I think
people
they
will
They
not
still
be
they
getting.
offering more than what he made over here. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
tell you.
but the
but I
fact
still
that they're
think
offering these astronomical numbers, they're going to start attracting the young talent as well as
nah, it's
just the
not gonna
older
happen, bro.
veterans.
Nah,
Why?
and nah, it's not
That's
gonna
Why?
happen to
nah. Only
not
only
the
hold
young
on. Can I
talent.
say something? Chill. Can I
Why?
say something? Only reason why you can get that for players like Russ is because when you at the right now, Russ at the end of his career, but I could still see him playing for like 3 years, dunking over there, being faster than most niggas over there. Like, that's not sit here and act like he's a total scrub. So they're gonna give you that money for excitement and just his name, period, alone. He going to Crow Seas. That's a lot of bread right
That's a
now.
fact.
In
They gonna
America,
recoup that
bro, these
money.
niggas is getting 300-400 mil. What you mean they gonna catch up? Hell
Right.
no.
No, bro, they're gonna offer. Watch if it's one of them young niggas or somebody that like
Now if it's a lockout.
Bro,
then
they
I
will.
agree with you. If it's some type
No,
of
look,
lockout,
no. Fuck the lockout. You saying this nigga's getting 300 million? They gonna offer somebody 500 million, bro.
nah, you got to look
They're
at
gonna
it like
up it.
this. Most people ain't gonna pay and watch TV to look at overseas games. This the reason why
Yeah,
these
but
players.
look at the numbers soccer gets, bro.
No, I'm not talking.
It's the
That's
soccer
because
niggas
no,
that's
bro.
investing in this
Those
shit.
countries that's in soccer is strictly like most of those fans be from over there. What I'm
Yeah,
saying is when you in another country and you're just on that one team, bro, and you're playing other players, bro, you don't have US people getting up watching them games every day or a lot of other countries. That's gonna be hard because most of those players look up to going to the NBA.
facts. But once they start offering niggas 500 million and luring
Nah, I don't
niggas
think they're
over
gonna
there,
get that type of money for them because the league not that exciting. All the excitement is the NBA.
I disagree with you. I watched the documentary of the Euro League. The Euro League playoffs make our playoffs look like shit, bro. Besides the talent, fuck the talent, because
Because it's they
I don't know about
country.
all. It's
Everybody
just
be
the
rooting
bro.
for
They
that
be
one
over there
team.
with fires, fucking shooting out the fucking shit when niggas make free
Right.
throws,
It's like
Right.
smoke.
Canada.
That
Now
It's
shit
hold
look
like
on.
playing in
crazy, bro.
Canada.
No, yo, hold on. They fanatics. Like, you know, I call myself big
It
fan.
looked like the
Bro,
soccer games be looking.
they fanatics, bro. They
It's why you
take
think Canada's so popping? That's
them to the extreme. You know what I mean?
if Toronto wasn't in Canada, you got a whole city behind you. That's the difference. But when you got to go up against cities all around the map,
You
I
mean
don't
you got
think
the whole country behind you? You mean?
I don't. That's the thing. Your own no, not the whole country, bro. Because it's multiple in them leagues. Is multiple teams. Everybody is league.
Yeah, but they be from a certain country. It'd be like Germany team versus France
You
team.
ain't waking up yourself to watch no nigga like right now.
Bro, but it's more people than
Nah,
just America. It's more people than just America.
not the
I
100.
don't wake up to watch them soccer games neither, but they be the most televised shit on TV.
That be they network.
And that's what they about to do to basketball
You only
too.
got 3 soccer niggas that in the world that people love. Streamers and shit like that. They only talk about Ronaldo, and you don't hear about LeBron
Ronaldo,
James,
Messi.
Kobe Bryant. It ain't 30 niggas over there that they gonna name to be. I'm talking about the excitement of the league. I'm not just talking. These young niggas ain't gonna be like, oh, you got 150 mil, and I gotta play against Agugas, and I want to play against Steph Curry one day. It's the attraction of the league, bro.
Yeah, but they gonna get Steph Curry over there too. They just starting with Russ. They just starting with Russ. This only the beginning.
Curry
Bro.
gonna look like a fucking monk by the time he get over there.
It's just the beginning, bro.
Cause you had niggas, a lot of niggas go over there. I just say that's the baby brother league. So some niggas gonna be on their last foot. Some niggas is gonna be injured players or players that can't get contracts. Yo, we got 50, we got 30 for you, we got 40. It's gonna make this league more exciting. But we talking about the draft. Just look at it like this, bro. This do the comparison right now. Niggas is getting drafted. They begging to get drafted from over there to try to get spots in the NBA.
But at the
Niggas
same
don't
time,
want to get drafted to their country.
bro, the last 5 MVPs have been from the Euro League. So if they just decided to keep their talent and pay them higher and make them stay there, they got talent.
Bro, you put them niggas on their Euro team against an American team, finito for you. Bye-bye. I don't know. I can understand what you're talking about, but those
The
players,
Olympics was looking a little
no,
closer.
look, those players you named, right? They came across and won with American players. You talking about playing with only players over there. It's not gonna. It's a whole different type field, bro.
Bro, they didn't beat France by a lot, bro. And then next time they not gonna have Curry, LeBron, and KD. Well, they might, but they gonna be old if they
But
do.
I understand what you're talking
Like
about though,
shit
because the money is
shit is
catching up,
fucking
but
different.
the
No, I'm not
talent
even talking about the money. I'm talking about the talent is catching up.
the talent ain't completely there, bro.
All right,
Some
so
of them
without
niggas be
KD,
fragile and skinny as hell. when
without
they coming
KD,
over.
LeBron, and Steph, what they was going to do, what that American team would have did.
That American team, if you take them out, who you adding?
nigga, you seen the team they had before that, the FIBA team with Mikal
No, who
Bridges
you adding? You ain't
and
got a John.
Brunson.
You ain't got
They'd
a
have,
John Morant. You
they'd
ain't
have
got
put
it.
Brunson. They'd have put Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart like they did.
No, that was FIBA though. We talking about the Olympic team. If you take away our
The only
stars,
reason why they wasn't playing because they lost. If they would have won, they would have still been playing. They lost, and then LeBron said, "No, I'm coming back now."
I don't know, bro. I don't know. All I say is if you take them away and you put the next stars up,
They
that FIFA
they
team
probably
ain't
would have
have,
got cooked.
that FIFA team ain't have all stars right now, like American stars.
I don't know why they put. As soon as I seen that roster, I was like, "This team is trash. What the fuck is they doing?"
That shit, I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta see it. I
Watch,
gotta see it.
we gonna see in what 4 years or 3 years now. Cause
When niggas start
who the
saying,
fuck is
yo,
gonna be on the next Olympic team?
when niggas start
Unless
saying
we
they not
got
getting,
unless we got LeBron at 44 still leading the team.
when niggas start saying I'm not going to the NBA draft, I'm staying in Europe, that's when I believe you.
Give it
You
a
like
couple
niggas,
years, bro.
niggas
Them
want to come.
offering Russ 150 million is only the beginning. They just trying to build brand recognition. They want to bring over some stars, and then they gonna start offering the young niggas. Cause
Nah,
once the niggas,
they never gonna get the young niggas. No,
all right,
I'm gonna tell you why. Because the young niggas is for the NBA today, bro. That's what they want. The NBA want youth. They want
yeah,
19 to do 20
Yeah,
something, bro. Like
yeah,
that's what they want. The old heads, they already established their brand. Russ already established his brand. Harden
yeah.
already established his brand, bro. KD already established his brand. Those the niggas that they're going to get to because those are what those fans over there recognize. The fans over there don't recognize a nigga that's going to be a top 3 pick in this year's draft.
no, this is
They
just
don't.
You
this
know
is
what?
just
And
phase
I
one.
don't
That's
want
what
to.
I'm trying to tell you. They just trying to legitimize their league by putting legitimate names and legitimate talent in it.
They've
And
been
then
doing that, Jay.
Hold on. Let me
They've
finish.
been
So
doing that for
I
years,
want to
Jay.
hear both sides.
all right, yo, bro,
Hold on. All right. So hold on, because
y'all
I got.
just gonna have to see it happen. Then you're gonna be like, damn, OKC is nice. This nigga Jay know what he talking about.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that sounds like a sub.
I mean,
All right, hold on.
that sounds like a sideboard, but I already gave you credit for that, bro. This
No,
is why I said,
I'm
okay,
telling you the same way you give me a credit 6 months, 8 months later, you're gonna be giving me credit on this one a couple years later.
I'm smarter than
listen,
that,
look,
Hey yo, I ain't gonna lie, Jay.
Yo, hold on.
We might be old as hell by the time that shit happens.
Nah, not even.
exactly.
Hold on.
Well, if you say old as hell, maybe like I say 10, 15 years.
I say 50,
15
60.
years.
You say
All
50
right, so
years?
well,
Listen,
Give it
listen,
10, 15.
listen, hold on. Remember how these things be happening too. It's a different element in Europe, all of these different places. Remember how the
right.
NBA was created? There's 3 different not franchises, but 3 different basketball companies, for lack of better words, that merged together to become the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hold up,
So
sidebar. Breeze, can I sidebar you right quick? Because you said the hockey people invented the NBA so they could make money when hockey season wasn't in season, right?
So no, I said something like it was more it was the scheduling of what the NBA was scheduling was,
Yeah.
so that the hockey arenas wouldn't be just space without making no money.
So how
So
the
they
fuck
was
the
figuring
NBA
out
finals?
they was figuring out how could we make money, and they was like, yo, basketball players. That's why you see the Nets. We was playing in places where, you know what I'm
So how
saying.
the finals end up? How the finals end up being the same time as the NBA finals and the hockey finals is at the same time if they were supposed to do it in the hockey off season?
I don't know, bro. I gotta look into that.
Because I just noticed that the finals of the hockey is going on right now, and it's been like that the past, I don't know, as long as I remember. Like they right next to each other. But like you said, if the hockey owners wanted to figure out what to do with the hockey floors in the off season, how the hell y'all end up playing finals at the same time?
I'm gonna actually look into that. I'm gonna look into that. We got a lot of content, man. Leaf ain't saying much to this. Go ahead, though, Leaf.
You
Shit,
there,
my
bro?
bad. Yeah, my bad. I had my mic on mute, but to this, bro. Listen, Jay, I'm not ruling out the fact that they won't get young dudes ever. But the young dudes that they're gonna get is it's kind of gonna be what when they got what's that nigga that used to play for the Hawks? You might remember him, the nigga with the fro, Josh Childress. You remember that nigga? They used to play for the Hawks. They used to play for the Atlanta Hawks with Dunk Smith and Joe Johnson and all them niggas. That when they got him, he was about 23, 24 years old. But the thing is, they got him mainly because he was trash in the NBA. As the NBA player, that nigga was some shit. When he got over there, that nigga was hooping, bro. The same with a couple of niggas that we used to have. Remember that nigga Rondé Hollis Jefferson?
And Marshawn Brooks.
Yeah, Marshawn Brooks, bro. Like when they got off the Nets, they basically went straight overseas.
Who else? Sean Kilpatrick. He went over there.
Sean Kilpatrick, bro. Like it's a bunch of niggas that we had that went over there and hoop. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I get you.
I'm not arguing with anything
if you talk about
but that's not my point. My point is over the top of what y'all saying. Like they gonna start trying to rival the NBA for real with talent because they're gonna use money to do it. Like they're gonna pay people overpay for talent and to make niggas question: should I go to the NBA where I want to go and make 25 million, or go to the Euro League where I don't really want to go, but they want me over there for 100?
And let me tell you why that ain't happening. Niggas is getting NIL deals now. College even taking these niggas, bro.
But see, look, that proves my point because niggas ain't even seen.
The competition. Those players are getting ready to go straight to the NBA.
No, it's the opposite. You don't see how many players. Wait, you don't see how many players chose to stay in college this year because they already getting money, and then they trying to figure out if next year in the NBA they could get more money than they was gonna get because they about to get offered a low contract. So I could go back to school, still get paid, and then come back. Right. So if they figure out they could get more money in Europe, I don't know, bro. I know for my financials, I would do it.
But Jay, I think the niggas that you're talking about are not the elite of the elite in the NBA.
I'm talking about Boogie Flynn personally.
Yeah. Like, okay. All right, Boogie Flynn. That's a good example. All right,
Boogie Flynn. He want to go higher. They could get
those young niggas. Yeah, he do. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But I like if you're talking about the cream of the crop of the young players that's about to be leaders of franchises. That's top five.
But you don't think that Boogie Flynn is an elite young nigga though, for real? You don't put him in that category?
And not in this draft, no.
Like, I'm like he not. All right, it depends.
Hold on.
Let me elite talent still.
Hold on. Let me try to find. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me try to find some common ground because I agree with both of y'all to an extent. I think that the first round, that's not going to be compromised. You ain't getting no players out of the first and second round from the NBA. That's a fact. If you might get a player instead of them going to the G League, going to a situation like that. They ain't gonna start off with that kind of contract. To Leaf's point, the Westbrook established his brand. He already paved the way for what he stepped in the room. They already know who he is, and this is not weird, but a narrative thing that I think that y'all may give weight to or not. The fact that he's in fashion increases his popularity in these type of places like this. You know what I'm saying? Now that being said, bringing it back to just the whole branding side of it, yeah, Westbrook is going to get that bag. These players that might have got undrafted that don't want to go to the G League, they ain't getting that bag. That I said all that to say that. So they will attract players, but they ain't getting the same bag as Westbrook, Jay. That's a fact. And they ain't signing motherfucking, respectfully to your point, Wesley Purses to the Wesley Purses to 150 million. You know what I'm saying? No, respectfully. You know what I mean?
That's not. The point is they're gonna continue to get more money than they normally would somewhere else. If they even if they're not gonna get 150,
so you think
they're gonna try to
players?
They're gonna try to poach players and outpay the NBA because the NBA is not going to place.
You can't outbid the NBA, bro.
Yes, you can because the NBA is not going to pay certain contracts because they got like.
I mean, hold up, Jay. Are we talking about anybody that's in the top 15 of players, in the top 20 of players coming out of the draft or coming into like next year? Like, are we talking about that cream of the crop, or are we
I
talking
don't
about
know if it.
the
I
niggas
don't
that's
know if
on the
it.
back end?
I don't know if it'll be as early as next year because with this move right here, this is just like a trial basis, I feel like. And if this shit helps build, they gonna keep doing shit like that. Like they'll go after somebody who thinks they not getting paid enough and keep building big names out there and building their brand to attract players, and then they're gonna use the fact that they're gonna play more money.
I mean, I
Like
could
it's a
agree with you.
process. It's not like, oh yeah, one day it's just gonna be like tomorrow. All of the NBA players gonna want to play in the Euro League instead. They gonna build their brand, build their profile, have more people out here watching and make it more international shit like they do with soccer. It's gonna be marketing behind it, brand deals and all of that. But in other countries, like who the fuck advertises for whatever the fuck Sprite is in France, in Germany, in Brazil, and all of these places. They gonna be doing all of this marketing, building shit up the same way the soccer niggas do.
I'm
Listen,
telling you,
The soccer is the biggest sport on the
I'm
world,
telling you, bro.
and,
They
and no
already
none of
do
us
it
it,
watch
bro.
that shit.
They already do it, bro. It
it
just
is
ain't the
Jay, but
same. Them niggas
yeah,
is
yeah, Jay,
unathletic.
Jay, listen. I'm positive everything that you saying is 100%, 100 million, bro. Like, but the niggas, like the niggas that's top 15 players in the league right now, that's top 10
Kyrie
draft
is
picks
gonna
every
enter.
year. Yeah,
Kyrie,
I understand that, and that's a shoe deal, and he's wearing that shoe still in the NBA. But
but
my
look,
thing, but my
That's
look,
true.
hold
look,
on, no, no,
look.
no, no.
I'm just saying because
No
it's not
problem.
one of the
Pause.
big brands. It's not one of the big brands, and he's one of the
Mhm.
top athletes. And then once little
Yes.
kids grow up watching Kyrie wear Antis, they gonna look at Antis like we look at Nike because we saw Jordan, and like they gonna look at it that way.
That's
I
valid.
mean, listen, that's valid. I just don't know. Listen, I don't know the percentage of kids that's going to do it, but that is a valid point. My thing is like the top
Because
15
remember when we
is
was young, oh, last point, not to keep cutting you off, bro. But
uh,
Converse was popping and shit like that for the older
yeah, in the
niggas like that.
80s. Yeah, in the 80s. Yeah.
But then Jordan came and put on the Nikes, and he made
Mhm.
Jordan, he made Nikes lit for real because Nikes was
Yeah,
nothing before Jordan.
that's a fact.
So it
That's
just
a
takes
fact.
one athlete that people like for them to gravitate towards that brand or maybe towards that league.
That's a fact. And listen, Jordan will forever listen. That Jordan logo, bro, will outlive us all, bro. Like that, them shoes gonna be still getting replenished and rebought, bro, years and years and years from now. I strongly believe it. But everything that you're talking about, bro, like it. Listen, it's all valid. But my thing is that the players, the types of the quality of players that you're gonna get is we not talking about niggas that's top 25 players in the league in the NBA today. We're not talking about that crop. We're not even talking about top 30 players in the league. Russ, bro, ain't been a top 30 player in I don't know how many years. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it was like this deal that we looking at on our screen. It kind of was a no brainer for everybody, for any and everybody. Once we seen that it could happen, it was like,
Right,
yo, Russ might take that. You know, 3 years, 150 mil, man, from Tel
right.
Aviv, bro. Like he might
But
mess around and take that. You know what I'm saying?
Leaf,
But
no,
it just to land the plane, the top 30, the top 35 players coming in each year in the NBA, unless they fall out of that that top 35 like Rush did, and they getting low ball deals, a little 1 year 3 mil, 1 year 5 million. That's the only way I see it happening. Same with the young players coming into the draft, and they might have had an injury like Boogie Flynn, and they went to the back end, and they go from going for a first round top 14 pick and getting 10 mil to all the way in the back of the first round, the back of the second round, and then you got to fight for a contract, and you barely getting 2 to 3 mil. Niggas like Jalen Wilson could end up in Tel Aviv next year. Niggas like a
right.
whole bunch of
That's what
niggas
we
that play
said.
for our team. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
and
But
they
look,
all young. So
listen. I feel what you're saying, bro. What I'm saying is, again, I think this is an interesting conversation, and I gotta say, this is part of the show that I know y'all might not like, but this is the good or bad thing about having good content. I gotta clip it up at 2 hours. I'll stop our pause. It's early, so at 2 hour mark, it'll probably be like around 9. I'll be able to clip that show up. You feel me? then we could get to another show. I ain't gonna say right away, like the next 5 minutes, but within that hour's time, I try to get back. You know what I'm saying? Do another show. But I gotta do it in 2 hours because there's a lot of good content, and I want fans to know about you guys as well as me. Of course, I want them to subscribe. Want them to subscribe to you guys too. But the clips is easy to digest for the, you know what I'm saying, fans to tap in. That being said, hit the like button, hit the share, comment, subscribe button. To land the plane because there's a lot of other content, but we can continue to talk about this. You know what I mean? I just told you I'm doing a part 2. So, but I think everybody wins, and nobody really wants to step on the NBA toes. You know what I'm saying? And that being said, the big three, they doing some of the same. They try to schedule it in a way where it's not, you know what I mean, stepping on their toes. And I think that's what the approach is with signing Russ. It's like no harm, no foul. It's the end of his career. Y'all ain't going to pay him 150 mil. He taking 150 mil. And he's with what year is Russ in?
I think they ain't stepping on toes. They stomping
Russ
on feet,
Russ
man.
got drafted in
They
'08,
stomping on feet.
so
They want to directly compete, man.
this is 17 years after this season. So I mean, like, if you 17 years in and you ain't who you used to be
The only way the
11
NBA
years
is gonna
ago.
stop this, the only way the NBA is gonna stop this, if they fucking merge, if they do a merger with them and make it NBA Europe, and for real do that. That's the only way they can
NBA
stop it.
Europe. This
That,
nigga here, bro. Like,
that's the only way they can stop it.
niggas don't realize how much bread the NBA could really throw. They just gave 2 niggas on the Boston Celtics $300 million contracts, bro. Like, listen, that's all I gotta say. If FCA win this shit right here, he's sustainable for a $70 million extension for 1 year.
Bro, go
Nigga,
look at
like
go look at
the
Tiger
bread that
Woods. Go look at Tiger Woods' contract and that other dude, what McElroy or go look at some of them golf dudes' contract that they were signing, and that's for one dude, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I think, but here's the thing. I think we switching, we maneuvering lanes here, bro. Like, we got to stay in one lane when it comes to the NBA and the basketball players. When it comes to 3 years of $150, bro, you gonna blink and it's gonna be a nigga probably getting 90 mil for 1 year, bro, in the NBA.
Yeah,
I'm
but
proud.
not a nigga that's 30, 38, 35. Like, think
My
about it.
nigga, LeBron getting 60. Steph getting 60. Davis 36. He getting 60. Like, these niggas is making bread late in their careers.
No,
What
I
we talking
hear
about?
you, but niggas is calling motherfucking Russ a bum. Let's keep it real. And I don't think he's a bum, but niggas
I
is
don't think he's a
calling him a
bum neither.
bum. Niggas
Nah,
is calling him a bum. That's the type of press he got on him right now, and he just got 150 million. Imagine if it was LeBron, he'd have got 80 million a year, some shit. 100 million a
Exactly.
year if it was LeBron.
but nobody
Yeah.
gonna watch him.
Exactly.
LeBron got
gonna want
enough
them.
fans. Somebody gonna start looking because LeBron there.
And bro, you ain't gonna get that many eyes over there as you got over here, bro. Like, it was a lot of people watching the Rush put up 30, break the record for the first triple double since Oscar, bro. And that shit is historic. It was historic the time that it happened. And Russ holds it. Russ could say that. He could have that like, for as long as he lived, he could say he was the dude that brought that shit back. That 30-point triple double, averaging that shit for a season. He could say that in an MVP to show for it, my nigga. So my thing is like, the odds that you're gonna get on the NBA stage, on the broader stage, you're never gonna get overseas. You're never gonna get that again.
Bro,
That money,
it's like 3
as
billion
I
people
look
in
at,
China.
nah,
Like
nah,
8 billion people in China. What you mean? They
and,
got
and,
plenty of
and,
eyes.
yeah, and I understand that, and they all probably don't like basketball, my nigga. Listen, it is what it is. This 3 years, $150 million to me, bro. Like, no matter where it came from, it seemed like thank you, Russ. We appreciate what you did for the game, bro. We love you. Hey, we gonna always love you, bro. Like, listen, thank you. That's what it seemed like to me, bro. Like,
It
listen,
is
people
part
look.
of that. Somebody over there is a Russ fan, but it's also, we gonna bring over a top talent, a Hall of Famer to our shit. because once we bring over a few Hall of Famers, we got that type of shit. It's going to legitimize our league. Maybe the next Luca not going to want to leave and go there because he a Russell Westbrook fan. He gonna stay here because he want to play with Russ. Like he
Hell
like
no.
to let you see that Russ brought here. Because think about it. I'm telling you, if the next Giannis, Luca, and Embiid decide to stay in wherever they from and play for their country, it's going to be tough for the NBA.
If that's the case, somebody would offer a contract to Wemby. Wemby, like I understand what you're talking about, bro, but I
No,
just
they
don't
just
see.
not there yet.
Nah, I just think the dream, like all time dream, like when most people play soccer, they don't want to come to America to play soccer. They want to go out of the country, like they want to play those people out there. When it comes to basketball, no matter what you say, they still at the top. So it's still kids that look like, damn, I know I could play in this league out here, but I want to go out there and see what that it actually is against playing against the top players in the world. So order for a big shift to happen like that, I really think it gotta be like a lockout where players are mad about certain pay and certain things. Like that's the only way I see a shift in the league of everybody like young rookies and people in like 25, 24. Like I can't get my contract. I'm going over here for the rest of my for 5, 6 years. You done wasted most of your career when your whole dream was to get over here. Some people will go for the money. Don't get me wrong, but it's a whole different vibe in the NBA than out there. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's going to take some time. And if the NBA is smart, they'll figure out a way for it not to happen. But it's not out of the realm of possibility that another league
But
could come out
merging the
of
league,
nowhere.
I think that'll be dope.
And I
I
said
think
I
it'll be
came up
dope,
with that
Mike. I
idea.
think it'll be dope to
I,
have
I
how
came up
many
with that idea
how
during the
many
Noah
how many
Lyles
teams
shit.
in the NBA? How many teams in the NBA?
30.
30. I think it'd be dope to have 30 and 30 teams from each side.
And then at the end of the year, you have the champions play the
But you
champions and see
cut the
who's the real
games,
world
right?
champions.
But you cut the games where most teams play that team multiple times. You get what I'm saying? You cut them games. You probably have one or two teams that play once or twice a year, but you
Nah,
have
I think we should only play against them in the playoffs or something. Like it's too much to go all the time. But I feel like
that should be
they
dope.
best teams versus our best teams.
That should be so dope. Imagine having to have a American team fly over there to play them, and them having to come to America to play in America, bro. That should be so
Nigga,
crazy, bro.
nigga, we was doing that shit in our Madden league. And one
Bro,
of
I
them
don't
nigga
care.
had a team in
Like this.
Japan and we was talking shit about it.
Bro, that should be so crazy. That should be so hard because at the end of the day, like you said, you think it should be only for the playoffs, but I think it should be regular season too for them so they could get the feel. But when the playoffs come, it's a whole different environment. You might get motherfucking piss throwing on you across seas.
That's too much jet lag.
Like,
But I was just thinking,
Crazy.
imagine if you had the Euro League champions play the NBA champions to see who's really the world champions of the world, man. Like, word.
nah, that should be fire. Either way, that should be fire, bro.
Facts.
And that shit makes more money for both leagues. It's a win-win if they ever did some shit like that.
But the NBA don't be liking to team up, so I don't know. But because nigga
They,
Ice Cube was saying he was
they
trying
don't
to
play
get
nice with others.
yeah, he was trying to get Big Three under the NBA umbrella somehow. And he said that they scoffed at him in every chance they could. Said, get the fuck out of here. And then even try to tell some players, yo, y'all can't even play there in the off season if you're gonna play in the NBA.
Word up. That's why players like Jalen Brown
Yeah,
show love.
Like
yeah,
they
that was a
hating on
big
the
deal.
Big Three. But if they were smart, they would just team up with Ice Cube and let Ice Cube do him on the 3-on-3 and support his shit. And then that helps the NBA
Word,
too.
because they could have got cuts of the retired players, jersey sellings, all that
Also,
shit.
yeah, all that shit. Like I just don't understand why they would hate on him. Besides the fact that he black,
That's That's a big reason, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
Oh, my bad, bro. I had to run the refrigerator on stage.
Yeah. All right, so y'all done talk about this? Cause I'll let y'all rock. Cause y'all seem like y'all wasn't done.
Nah, if you got another topic, it's cool. But I just think that I think everybody
I'm just
just
looking at what's
be
on the
thinking
screen.
about right now. Thinking about right now, like, yo, the NBA is the most popping shit out there, and it is. But if you look towards the future, just the fact that I said the past 5 MVPs been from overseas or somewhere else, like, it's not like they don't have the talent. They just need the marketing and whatever the other shit that the NBA. They'll never have the nostalgia that the NBA got, but they could build their own nostalgia to the people that's watching what they doing now. Like, but that's it.
Nah,
I mean, bro, like then to me, listen, if there ever is a Euro League that can market way better than the NBA, bro, like, listen, I don't have no problem with donating money all up and down this page, bro. Like, I swear to God, bro. Like, listen, I put Jay name on it, bro. Like, listen, no problem with me, bro. But I mean, the whether that's gonna happen or not, bro. I mean, who knows, bro? Like, I
I
mean,
respected
I
the
can't
guys
predict no
that
shit like
was
that.
tough at my position.
Now, finish. Go ahead, Leif. I'm just looking for the next content piece that I'm getting.
What you was looking for, that
Yeah.
Darius Garland
I
shit?
was
Go
look
ahead.
The
I was
Darius
actually looking
Garland
at
shit,
this.
yeah.
I was actually looking at this and said, "Yo, I'm not gonna lie, Noah Singay looking like what we should shoot for at number 8 or getting
The
him
ruler
in
FM.
trade
Go ahead.
for Cam Johnson." Yeah, Noah Singay is definitely he definitely moved up on the draft board for sure. There's some people who got him going in the top 10. In terms of all of them trades that Dylan posted, I think he tends to forget, bro, that we got a GM that don't really work trades, finesse trades like that. So if it does happen, hey, kudos. If it don't, then I got to go back to square one. So basically, it is what it is. But that DJ
I
Augustine
got
shit that you
traded with.
played, I know about that. I know
All
all
right.
about it.
All right, so hold on. This is the content I'm gonna play, and then we're gonna talk about this. This is kind of adding to the conversation with Wesley Persons and the bench, this and that.
Nigga said
All right,
Wesley
here we go.
Persons. What the fuck?
Nah, don't see. He said you was gonna do that too. Hold on.
Oh,
What's the name? Kevin Martin.
Damn, that's the name.
And that's the name too.
That's the name.
Kevin Martin was like he was a beast. He used to look up at his stats and he used to be like, he'll look up, say it's like the second quarter and say he got like 19 points.
Mhm.
He'll look up and be like, I got too many points. And I'm sitting there like, what? What you mean you got too many points? He like, I got too many points. If I keep scoring, then they gonna make me an all-star. I want my time to myself. And I'm sitting there like, damn.
That's some real shit though.
That's the realest shit I ever heard.
That's some real shit.
He used to be like, fuck that. I'm not scoring anymore. Like, I don't want to score. I don't want to score anymore. I used to sit there like, what?
Yeah, because when you become the main guy, you got a lot of obligations.
But he playing beside KD
and
Russ, and he looking at his stats, and he's like, nah, I'm good.
And he know he can go get.
Yeah, he like, I'm chilling.
He know he can go get 30 if he wants.
He was a bucket.
He averaged 15 beside these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
he was there like, what? Bucket. I got traded with what's the name?
All right, hold on. So basically, this is what I was trying to tell Jay and just everybody about the players that we're going to draft. I don't want to draft Kevin Martin, man. I don't want to play that's going to hold back and be like, nah, I got other shit to do. Like, these guys are really talented enough to do more and choose not to because they enjoy the life that basketball brings them. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't want them on the team. Don't pick the Brooklyn Nets. Pick a guy that's a dog. Pick a guy that's, when he ain't playing basketball, he watching basketball, studying basketball, talking to his mama about basketball, calling his cousin, talk about that time they played on crates. I need that guy on our team. I don't need a guy like Kevin Martin, mad he had a game in Sacramento and missed the barbecue. Of course you missed the barbecue. You're going to miss barbecues. But when you finish playing, there's going to be more barbecues. They're going to throw a barbecue for you. Why?
In your honor.
Right. Word. No, seriously. I need a player that's passionate, that excited to be here, wants the Brooklyn Nets to win their first championship, wants to put the team on his back, be the franchise player, want everything that comes with it, and ready for the New York media, want to be a teammate next to Cam Thomas. God damn it. Nah, go ahead. Yeah.
Listen, only thing I'm gonna say to that is, before I get into my spiel, it's kind of ironic that we got the number 27 pick in this draft. To me, like somehow, some way, with all the damn first round picks that we get, we still keep getting in the 20s, and somehow, some way, we got a number 27 pick again. But that Kevin Martin shit, that messed my head up. I'm like, wait a minute, my nigga, like. I know you want your time and everything. I mean, but All-Star Weekend is just a weekend. If you're an All-Star, you only there for one weekend. Nigga, like it's just playing one game, and you still got your time to go. But like to say that wild ass shit.
Leaf, you see what I'm saying crazy. About the difference? The difference between good and great players is their mindset. Like they can be great if they set their mind to doing it, but some players don't do that shit, bro.
That is a fact. That is a fact. I mean, some players definitely don't do that, bro. Like, and you know what's crazy about it in today's NBA, bro? Like the player that's working the hardest, bro. Like they got the most to prove, and they got more of an uphill battle. You know what I'm saying? Because they working like it's some players that's working the hardest in the situations where the front office don't really give a shit about them, and they willing, and the first chance they get. They're going to find somebody with some incredible athleticism, some incredible height, some incredible, probably with the same skill set that they got, and they're going to move on from them just because they don't believe in them like that. You know what I'm saying? And I see that in a lot of situations going on around the league, bro. Like, it was the same thing that DJ Augustine was talking about. They was just waiting for them to have one bad game so they could move on to their 14th pick, which was Cameron Payne. That's all they was doing, you know what I'm saying? And listen, it's something that I kept telling Breeze. I was like, yo, bro, it just seems to me, not only Cam Thomas has gone through it before, but it seems like he's still going through it because they basically coming into next season like, yo, we gonna pay you, but we ain't putting no team around you, bro, like that, because they don't give a fuck.
Nah, I don't think that.
I don't know.
What's taking these niggas so long?
Relax. I think the playing time thing is a whole different issue, but you don't know if they're gonna use all these picks, and you don't know who we gonna sign with damn near 74 million, bro. Like everybody keep thinking we just gonna go and get a bunch of rookies, but you don't know. Like, when have we ever did that? Like, when have we ever just went after a bunch of rookies? Yeah, we could get some picks, but that don't mean they're not going to try to get players in Cam age range to help them, bro. That's where I draw the line, and I'll be like, you know what? I don't know what they're going to do, but this is what I want them to do. So,
all right, what you want them to do? Hold on, I want to know what you want them to do, because we don't know. Nobody knows what they're gonna do. They're a real unpredictable franchise.
I think just like Indiana, right? Most of them players that they got, they did not draft all of them. A lot of players that they got in trades, signed some people here and there. If you could get players still in that age group willing to play hard and actually put the team first, you don't know what you can get out of 74 million. You get what I'm saying? In draft picks. I don't think you just go thinking about, trade everything up for a top 3 pick. Nah, I just think Nets need to make sure they make real strategic moves.
But
for the future.
So Greasy, let me ask you this. Do you think they pivot intentionally because they didn't get a top 3 pick and maybe do some of the stuff that you talking about because it's an 8 pick instead of a top 3?
I don't think they tank.
Oh, so next season, you don't think they tank?
I think they go into it with a younger team this year. Possibly get some young players in the draft and make a few trades. Probably like a few roster fill ups that other teams need to get off contracts and see what they could do.
Yo, why your eyes like that? Yo, how bugging?
Yeah, bro, you can't. They're not gonna. Hey, yo, they not gonna get give mostly every player on this roster a contract and go get a bunch of rookies. That's not what they're gonna do. It's not gonna happen. They're not gonna keep all these players and get them contracts and say, "All right, we're gonna team next year again." I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening.
Yo, bro, listen, hey, listen. I tell you for one thing, I'm a patient man, bro. Like I done watch niggas put out damn draft board after draft board, scenario trade after scenario trade, and I'm sitting here waiting for the start of the goddamn season, bro. Like I listen. I tell you, a nigga is moving out of Brooklyn in less than a month, bro. Like, and I can tell you for sure, I will gladly I will gladly job hunt my nigga for the whole time I'm down there and wait to the day before the start of the regular season. Look at this roster and come back up in here and tell me that niggas lied to me. Because they didn't. I will gladly say that.
They never do what we think they're gonna do. That's all I'm saying.
And they never do what we want them to do neither.
Everybody think they're gonna get all these draft picks. Everybody thought they was gonna get rid of CJ early, DSF. They traded for vets. They did other things to see if they could win with Mikal and these guys. They see they couldn't do that. Last year, they're like, all right, let's see if Cam can lead the team by himself with a bunch of players around him after we traded these people. Cam gets hurt. They see they can't do that. So now you got to go back to the drawing board and see what you got and how you can fix it. That don't mean you draft a bunch of rookies and pay for the roster that you got. So I think they could do a lot.
I think they can do a lot, but listen, I don't know, bro. Like this front office, bro. Like I can see why so many niggas out here creating draft boards and creating articles and shit, bro. Like because they applying for some jobs up in this mug, bro. Like this shit is disgusting. And our fan base, bro.
No,
like
ain't nothing wrong, Leaf.
Our fan base is joint anarchy, bro. Like it's a lot of niggas that don't want to see nothing but the Nets win. And there's a lot of niggas that want to see some other shit. I don't know what the hell.
And ain't nothing wrong with using your two best picks in the draft and trading other drafts, trading other picks. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with trying to keep your pick and actually moving down off of Cam Johnson to get a player in picks. Like everybody think it's a lose situation because you ain't got that number one pick when you got 75 mil. Everybody
you got 75 mil, and it's only a few notable free agents out here. Nas Reed and Jonathan Kuminga been attached to us for months, but yet they put out an article and a statement, whatever, talking about they not going after Jonathan Kuminga. And and Nas Reed is getting an
put out
offer
an article
from the
saying they was keeping Mikal before they traded his ass the next week.
They definitely did.
They and they said they had no intention of moving Kevin Durant.
Yes, they definitely did all of those things, man. So listen, it's a lot of lies going. It's a lot of lying going on. I mean, which I don't like.
But the thing is, like I keep telling y'all saying they are unpredictable organization. They pretty predictable if you realize that they unpredictable.
Right? You think they going this way, they go the other way.
Realize that they unpredictable.
You think they gonna do one thing, they go the other way. That's what they
right. So then that means if you think they about to go right, you got to realize they about to go left.
Right? You think they about to go super young? Nah, they ain't about to go super young. They
about to go mid tier, mid old.
You get what I'm saying? They want to still be able to sell tickets, bro. Either you got a chance to still build with your picks and like with a few pieces on your roster. All you do is just tweak that shit up a little. You don't just be like, fucking, I'm selling everybody and I'm just going out with all rookies. Nah, to me, that's the dumbest thing.
I mean, it is, bro, but at the same time, bro, like I don't have a clue what this roster, what this front office is thinking, bro. I really don't. and I don't want to say act like I got a clue what they think. And all I want to do is just get through this off season, get to our final 12-man roster, and see what the hell we look like and see what we can do, bro. Like I'm so sick and tired of this NBA season, bro. I mean, I like it. Like no, ain't nobody talking about the finals, man, because Indiana finally got their ass punched in the fucking mouth.
They did.
Listen, these next 3 games, bro. Like if these next 3 games is a wash, everybody gonna be reminiscing about how game 1 was the only good game in this finals. We gonna make our way to the 25th of June, bro. Like it's gonna be some niggas that's all gonna be upbeat. They gonna go to Barclays Center. They gonna get drunk and they gonna walk out of that motherfucker pissed off. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, that's the most
That's a
dark
sub?
gloom,
That's a
bro.
sub?
That's the bro. Stop the dark cloud shit, man. Like
That was a sub
this
right
is
there. He's like, y'all
dark-
niggas about to go.
It ain't nothing.
Yo,
It ain't nothing but
bro,
dark
hold-
clouds.
listen,
It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing because when we don't know shit,
Yo,
bro.
hold
This
on,
is what
bro.
we got.
Listen,
Dark
no, bro.
clouds.
This is no, bro. This
You got
is,
rainy
that's-
weather. You got storming.
No,
That's what you got.
bro. No, that's your perspective. Now, this is my perspective. The way I look at it is, it's 2 NBA teams. We not with the same rhetoric. Things change. What the fans not happy? Look, there's fans happy to see the same shit over and over, and then there's fans like me that want to see some new shit. Don't expand the league if other teams. Can I finish? Don't expand the league if there's not going to be competitive teams with these other teams. Like, just keep it 12 teams. Keep it a 12-team NBA and just let it be that. No, the natural evolution of basketball is to evolve. There's new teams with the WNBA. What this going to happen? They got a new league because it was that whole thing with Brittany Griner. They got the big 3. They add new teams all the time. You see what happened with Westbrook and so on and so forth. They want to add Las Vegas to the situation. That would be 31 teams, which is an odd number. So I'm curious to see how they do that. But my point is that
too.
my point is, why would fans buy into expanding the league if the teams that's here are already trash and you're not giving them an opportunity to win? Hence the Brooklyn Nets. Hence how many times they look over from the merger, out of the, regardless of how y'all spend it, we have received the least amount of lottery picks from the merger between the Spurs. They got more lottery picks than us. The Pacers got more lottery picks than us, and the Denver Nuggets got more lottery picks than us. So my point is that it's interesting to talk about the team expanding. I mean the league expanding, because that's the natural evolution of it. And I'm saying all that to say, before all that happens, they have 2 teams in the finals, and one thing that is history is a team that never won an NBA championship this season will win an NBA championship. There's nothing trash about it. When I asked you about with game 1 and what was in contrast, what was the best one, you named magnificent games. Like you named blockbuster type situations. Now I'm saying that to say, with the league continuing to keep the teams that don't have an NBA championship competitive, it could only be good for the NBA. It could be you're gonna get the set of fans that's going to watch because of the Lakers fans. They NBA West, the Celtics is NBA East, but there was a lot of fans that like to see that new dynasty with Curry. And I agree with the whole thing with the talent that the Spurs get. That would be quote unquote a new dynasty. It had nothing to do with the Duncan, and it's the same franchise, but it's a whole different roster. Probably more than likely looking like a different coach. You know what I'm saying? So I see what you're saying, but to make it seem like, and I go against the numbers too. I don't believe that shit either. Like just the whole, nobody's watching. Even if they're not watching basketball after game 1, after a 1-point win in game 1. I don't know if they missing out. I just think they missing out. I don't think it's the ones that's already here that's missing out. They're gonna have to. Everybody don't back to basketball early. Some people catch on.
That go back to my point from earlier. They can't even get people to watch the NBA and some of the most exciting shit. And we talking about the Euro League can't steal nothing.
I mean, well, listen, I'm not worried about the Euro League. I'm not worried about the EuroLeague stealing a lot, bro. Like they could steal something, but I don't think they could steal the cream of the crop. My thing is that,
The
bro,
cream of the
like
crop
this.
can't even get people to watch him in the playoffs. I mean, in the finals right now.
They're
Hey,
not the cream of the
hey,
crop though. They just the best teams this year that made it in there, bro.
that's all it
The
is.
That
last
That's
makes
year,
them
all
the
it is.
cream of the crop if they're the
nah,
best
bro, you can't
teams.
say that because the
They
team.
just the best teams for the year. That's
You
all it
can't say
is. This
that.
is just a, this
You
is
can't
just a
say that
moment.
because the Knicks
It's
and
just a
Indiana,
moment.
the Knicks and Indiana had record-breaking games this year that was the most viewed in finals hit in conference finals
And
Eastern
play in
finals.
conference finals history. Yeah.
Like I just can't. I just say those two small markets ain't shit, and it happens. Even that Denver series is a small market. The Bucks
I'm
when they
not
won
really.
it.
I don't. Nah. The thing is that I don't think it's really the market, bro. When the second that basketball fans seen Indiana versus New York, they was in because the nostalgia of it, bro. I had to bash two Knicks fans in the head, bro. They talk about yo for the last 2 years, Indiana got them wrong. The Indiana Pacers' best moments in the postseason come against the goddamn Knicks. This shit been happening for 30 years. 95, smoked them. 98, smoked them. 2000, smoked them. 2013, smoked them. 2024, smoked them. 2025, smoked them. That's 3 decades of ass whoopings. They've been beating these, they've
Niggas
been
started
beating these
laughing.
niggas for years. So what are we talking about, bro? Like, bro, everybody, the second that Indiana in New York was on the card for Eastern Conference Finals, all they saw was Reggie Miller hitting the damn three with a couple of seconds left and stealing the ball, hitting another one. That's all they saw. All they saw was the ghost of Reggie Miller did all the fucking games in the goddamn conference finals. They invited him to the building. They was like, yo, Reggie, are you concerned for anything that could happen in the series because you back in New York? He said, hell no. I owned the city, bro, like for years when I played, and I still own the city to this day. What am I scared of? I'm like, I ain't scared of shit. What are we talking about? They've been kicking the Knicks' ass for 30 years. The Pacers have always, their best moments in the postseason come against the Knicks. This is facts. And once that series was over, now you got Indiana versus Oklahoma. This shit might as well be college. Fuck out of here, bro. Like, come on, bro. You got two middle of the country states, bro, going against each other in the finals. Niggas ain't buying into that shit. That's why it's low rated. That's why the game one, as good as it was the lowest rated game one since they've been tracking the shit. I'm not crazy, man. I'm no numbers do not lie.
But the talent don't mean the numbers. That's all marketing shit and people shit. Like you still need the most talented teams there.
Hey,
Cause shit, the way you talking, they should have just rigged it for the Knicks to win, huh?
I thought that's what they was about to do. That's what I honestly thought that. I honestly thought that, bro. Like for a second, I'm like, yo, they gonna send the Knicks to the finals. They need money. They need this. Come to find out, the Knicks can't beat the damn Indiana Pacers whether they healthy or they not healthy. So it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if you want to send the Knicks to the finals, the problem is they can't beat the goddamn Pacers. Come on, bro. Like I feel, bro, we wasting our time, bro. Like, listen, all I'm gonna say is this. In terms of, I'm very impressed with what Indiana and Oklahoma City have done this year, and I think in terms of just basketball, we seeing, bro, like in terms like what the game look like and where the game is headed, what Indiana's starting five and what OKC is doing. But the casuals, bro, are not sold on this shit at all. They're not. The box score watchers, the parlay niggas, the parlay fans, the 2K fans that be playing 2K and then watching the box score, bro. They not sold on this. They not sold on this, bro. It's
Yo,
a bunch of niggas.
all I'm saying, listen, all I'm gonna say, because we gonna just have to agree to disagree. The only reason why the numbers are what they are is because it's two teams that never went to the finals that went to the finals. Period. They don't have
So
the
the
popularity.
bandwagon fans ain't watching.
Watching the game, the excitement of the game. The fans in OKC, they love it. And that fan base is going to grow because they are champions. Just the same way before the Chicago Bulls won the championship, they ain't have the same fan base. And everybody see the numbers with Curry in real time on how the Golden State Warriors franchise, they ain't had that same kind of money, that kind of cachet before Curry started winning championships with the Golden State Warriors. You look at what the franchise was worth then, you look at what it's worth now, it's a whole different story. Everybody not saying all of this stuff about Sam Presti. Sam Presti, part of the reason why the CBA is what it is. Trust me, when they think about talent and just how you supposed to orchestrate a team opposed to giving these players all this power because they know they got drafted at the same time, they're going to be around in free agency around the same time. They designing it to where they taking back some of the power from the players. So again, the way that OKC are doing things, they made it to the finals the way they doing things, and that's drafting 2 lottery picks, a Shet and a Jalen Williams in the same draft. That's having Andrew Wiggins, who went like fucking 53rd and second round, be an instrumental piece in the draft, because it's not all about the name, it's about the way the game is played. It's played a certain way now. The way the game is played is different the way it was played back then. And they make sure that they change the way the game is played from the regular season to the playoffs. Case in point is OKC, quote unquote, is the textbook way that the NBA wants you to construct your team. Now, every team is not going to have the same much draft capital as, you know what I'm saying, Thunder. That's just not going to happen. You feel what I mean? But not to deviate too far from where I'm going with this, I'm not judging this finals based on the numbers. I'm looking at this as a fan from what I see with my own eyes. And what I see with my own eyes, I do not remember from recent memory the last time I seen a game winner in a finals matchup. No, it was with no, that was the Western Conference with Luca and Rudy Gobert, where he cooked them on the not, but that was I'm talking about a finals. East, the best in the East versus the best in the West, when the last time I seen it. And it was with the Pacers. So I'm not following the casuals. The casuals need to be following us. They need to be subscribing to Big Fan Breezy. This is JTV, Leaf Off the Porch So Crazy, in Brooklyn, Atlanta. That's what need to be happening. We don't need to be following them because that's what the numbers say. Fuck those numbers. It's only like that because it's 2 teams that never went to the NBA Finals in the NBA Finals. But I don't want to be long-winded. Evan, what you got on this, Evan? Talk to us.
Yeah, I mean, even growing up as like watching the league as a kid or whatever, like the last appeal to me, and I guess because at a young age, I'm not really worried about that.
Yeah, I hear him.
You can hear me, Breezy?
Yeah. That was my fault.
Right.
My headphones is that was me. Go ahead, I'm listening.
But I mean, growing up, I didn't really care about the numbers then. Like, realistically, it was just, I think for kids or just people in general, like, it's the players that they really like. Like, if the players that they like are in the finals or in the playoffs, they're gonna watch the players. It's not necessarily, if it's a team thing, then yeah, like, you know, if your favorite players on your favorite team, then it is what it is. But
How many
I think
Halliburton fans you know?
There's a
how
lot
many
of
who?
them now.
How many
I mean,
Halliburton fans you know?
I mean, there's gonna be some after this final,
Have
which
you,
I think is the which I
have
think
you
is
seen
the,
the?
Hold on, offhand, I know 2. I know Damo,
but
and I
one, but
know hold on, and I know Ron from PC, and they on 2. They on very big platforms as far as sports is considered. But go ahead, Brooklyn LM. I ain't want to.
but what I'm
Go ahead.
saying is just because Halliburton wasn't making finals for consecutive years, don't mean he had fans. I just think that necessarily is now higher due to him making the finals. But the fact of the matter is, now that they are in the finals, you might have some more fans of Halliburton coming out the woodworks like, yo, I like his play style. Yo, he might be my favorite player from here on out. Like watching the finals and watching the playoffs, not really, I guess, people in their 30s, but kids growing up watching the sport, bro, they look at these players and they're like, yo, that's my favorite player. That's how they fall in love with the sport. Somebody might be looking at this, it might be influenced by Halliburton in the next few years. Like, yo, I like his play style. I want to play like him. Like, that's how you get the league to get more diverse. Start putting more teams that may not have big markets but have good players in the finals and start exposing them. Kids is gonna watch that. They may not be Lakers or Knicks or Brooklyn or whatever, but they're gonna watch the players and be like, yo, these guys are type nice. Next year I'm gonna look out for them. I'm gonna look out for this team from here on out. Whoever was watching the Knicks series, niggas, they might have watched Cade and been like, yo, Cade in Detroit type nice. Yo, I'm gonna look out for this team from this point forward. Like, you gotta start spreading the love around and stop
That's
appealing
a
to these
fact.
teams that just because they got big markets. Not everybody, if you really a basketball watcher, you don't really care about the markets, you gonna enjoy basketball just because it's basketball. You like watching high IQ
Facts.
basketball, not because, oh, it's the Lakers. I want to tune in to see if LeBron or whatever gonna get a ring. Like, it should be about more than that. It should be about the sport, the competitiveness, and the competition of these young players coming up and these guys who really want to put in the work to be great, bro. Shea gonna be a great. Tyrese Halliburton probably gonna be a great moving forward. Cade probably gonna be a great moving forward. Ant probably gonna be a great moving forward. Wemby, like these guys coming up, they hungry for the next spot,
Hold
bro.
on, hold
So
on. Brooklyn,
I ain't.
Brooklyn 11. Brooklyn 11. Slow it
Mhm.
down real quick. Can you talk to us about Wimby over there, getting his chi on? What's going on, man? What he doing,
I
man?
don't know, man. He on here. I don't know what's going on. He probably on his enlightenment type
Looking like the
vibe.
golden child out this
Yeah,
motherfucker.
it's funny because I think Ginobili, Tim Duncan, and Tony had like uh cut off their hair at some point. So I guess he's just following the tradition. But
Bro, he
um
went to the Mars. Bro, he was in like Tibet. Excuse me.
yeah, I mean Wemby always
I don't know
like
what part,
since
but
he
he,
got
he,
drafted,
he,
he
he,
always been
when he
giving
got
up praise.
drafted, bro, he colored his hair, bro, like Jeremy Sohan, and then they told him, nah,
Yeah,
you
but
can't do
like
that, bro. Like you gonna have to switch that back.
listen,
He,
that nigga, if he come back to the league dropping 30, bro, that nigga has reached
Them
enlightenment,
niggas
bro.
a
I
walking
don't
anime.
know.
Right. He's
he's
the
a
enlightenment.
he's a what he's reached. I think he's just trying to like because he's always given the vibe of like he's a smart kid. Like he be reading at 8. It was a moment where they like, yo, he reads at 8 p.m. and after 8 p.m. you cannot contact him. Like, so
Man,
it's like he's always been on some that vibe of just like intelligence or whatever. I
just
don't
a
know.
walking anime
Yeah.
character, man. He just
I mean, he could bore. I mean, I ain't complaining as long as it don't
he
affect anything
bro.
he
he
do with
didn't.
basketball. I don't care what he do
You
off
saying a
court,
I
bro.
walk?
think.
You saying a walking anime character? Some of these niggas
Yeah,
are just too far. I heard this nigga's now
bro. This
seven for
dude,
seven. What's that about?
bro. He trying to be the most
That nigga
interesting man
grew.
in the
He
world, bro.
grew. He grew 3 more centimeters. What the fuck is this?
Bro, he
He's
trying to
seven
be the
seven.
most he trying to be the most
they
interesting
lying.
man in the world, bro. The dude was he was in a park in the city playing chess. Like I think he dropped like 40 on the Knicks and played chess the next day in the park
He
with
lost.
strangers that he doesn't know. But birds land
Nah,
on his shoulder
he
when
lost
he
to the
leave his
Knicks.
home.
He lost to the Knicks. But I
Yeah, I
think
remember that.
I ain't gonna lie, that game that we played was close. Like they almost beat him. I wish Cam Thomas played that game because that would have been fun to
Mhm.
watch. But
Uh,
all in all, I think realistically, I think for real, in terms of the overall, especially like where every 30 team in the league, bro, like especially in terms of I'll say this, right? Because you know Lamelo, especially Lamelo Ball, like he got a lot of fans in general. He ain't never make a finals, but I can imagine if one day he did make a finals, how that would be boosted because kids watch Lamelo Ball. So I can
Imagine
imagine if one day he make a finals, like yo,
in
the
a big
shit might be
market.
boosted and the ratings might be high because niggas like Lamelo.
No, it
So
is. I don't understand what you're saying too, but the market also like certain players carry their weight, but also the city you in. Sometimes you don't even got to touch money because you making so much deals on the market. Like you don't even got to touch your money. Like it's a difference being in like Milwaukee. If Giannis was in New York or uh Boston. You know how man, what them they'll be buying Clover, Giannis sneakers everywhere, man. Like
That's a fact.
it's just a
That's true,
difference.
but look at what he did in a small market. Like his jerseys is one of the highest
No,
selling
I'm not
jerseys
saying
in the
no.
league.
I'm
Like
agreeing. I agree with you, but I'm talking. But you can uplift a market, but it's players that automatically, if like,
I
I
don't even. I don't
say
even
I'm gonna
think the
use this.
market is
I'm gonna
the
use
city
this
no
as a.
more, bro. Like,
I'm gonna use it as this example right here. Jalen Brunson, before he went to the New York Knicks, he was looked at a whole different player. When he got to the Knicks and people actually see like, oh, we could do this, bro. The nigga accepted $100 million deal because he probably got so much marketing deals on these corny ass turtlenecks and shirts that they be wearing and shit on these commercials and shit, bro. I'm just saying, bro. The market
no,
really.
I agree.
Yo, hold
I
up.
agree. The
I
Hold
mean,
up.
market definitely
but we got
plays
to
a
but we got
certain
to
part.
explain what the market is. The
Hold up.
market is social media, bro. Like, because that's what everybody flock to, bro.
It's
Like,
not
I'm
just
telling
social
you,
media. I'm talking about Nike, right? Nike not gonna sell as big in like an Amish town and people that's out there
That's it.
and like fucking
Idaho.
when like barnyards and shit like that. But when you go into a city, everybody want these shits. Everybody want Jordan. Everybody want
Yeah.
Nike.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton. He's a Puma deal. Not too many niggas fuck with Puma. You feel me? But if he was in another city right now in the fucking in the finals, come on now, them
Bro,
fucking
don't
But
Pumas.
also, it's
don't do that
another.
because them little kids wear Pumas because they be loving LaMelo shoes. If you
You
watch
know,
any young niggas that play basketball, they got a pair of LaMelos.
I'm
But I
not
will agree
saying
with
that,
Breezy
bro.
K
What I'm
that
saying is,
If Lamelo was in Brooklyn, like
this is what
he
I'm
already as
saying.
big
Like,
as he is, his whole viewpoint of him in Brooklyn, he will get a lot more endorsements and a lot more just a lot more publicity as opposed to him in Charlotte. So I mean the market kind of does. I think it's 50-50. I think it does. Like you can build a market up like Giannis did, but at the same time, if you in a big market already and you like a LaMelo type player, like that shit is gonna do good for you
That's a
money
fact.
wise.
That's a
Like
fact.
it's gonna
imagine a
do good
nigga
for you in
Jalen
general.
Brunson would have won the championship, and I hate these niggas. If they would have won the championship, this nigga would have been on fucking Balenciaga commercials or something. I'm telling you,
I
bro.
I thought you were gonna say the Wheaties box, but he'd have been on Wheaties.
Balenciaga
yeah,
Brunson. I'm telling you, bro.
Balenciaga Brunson.
Nah, they would have
I don't
claimed
see.
him as Jesus if
That
that nigga
nigga's
won a
from
finals,
That
man.
nigga went to Villanova, bro. I don't see him winning shit, bro. Like,
Yo,
Villanova. What
yo,
are you
bro,
talking about? Villanova
the
is close
Pope
to.
went to Villanova,
It's
nigga.
all this shit out here. It's
the
nothing
Pope
but
did go to Villanova, nigga. Like,
Right.
listen,
Kid,
look.
what you call him, man? What's his name? Kerry Kittles went there, man. Come on, man.
Yo,
no,
Kerry
it's
you
not
ain't
Kittles
even
see
did
that
go
though.
over
It's a
there.
you
bunch
ain't
of.
see they was trying to give the Knicks extra type of prayers from the Pope during the playoffs,
They
bro.
They
was.
gave them niggas free
They
time.
was.
Like
Yeah,
they
they
had
was.
extra
Hey
prayers,
yo,
bro.
And guess what? The shit still backfired, bro.
let
Like,
me tell
listen,
you this,
it
right?
is what it is.
Cameron Payne went to the finals with Phoenix, ain't get a street sign. This nigga went to the Eastern Conference Finals. They gave the asses nigga a street sign. Are you kidding me, bro? It's the
And
market
Tibbs ain't
too.
get shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Look,
niggas
all I'm
gonna
gonna
walk in
say,
that.
bro,
Now,
They gonna
like,
be like, this campaign block. Like what? What the fuck?
hold on. So Greasy, this is the content that you sent me. I'm gonna get through this because I'm gonna stop and start the show
A
just
lot of
for the
people ain't gonna
clips.
like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. Nah, we gonna let you. I heard you speaking on it. I care about. I mean, where we going with this? All right. So Bill Simmons floats intrigue. Darius Garland trade to the Nets. Let's see. Better not be no fuckery.
Nah, he already
Let's
has a
see.
contract with 125 mil left for 3 years or something like that.
Didn't this nigga just get surgery?
Yeah, he got a 6-month surgery or something like that. He gonna be out for a toe injury.
Hold
who gonna be
on. They
out?
said, Garland. Hold on.
I'm saying no just because you mentioned toe. Now, I mean, I don't want to hear toe in the line, toe surgery, toe nothing.
But
I
I'm
ain't
saying
mad at that.
Nah,
I ain't
I'm
mad
with
at that.
I'm with Jay. I'm
I
with
ain't mad
Jay
at
on
that.
that,
we
bro.
took
Yeah,
we take
that's
players.
100%
Nets
I'm with
logic.
have
Jay
Yeah.
taken
on that.
players with
Word.
ACLs. The Nets took players with way 10 times worse injuries.
Hold on, let me try to get through this
Nah, I
before
was
you
just
go.
joking, bro.
No, I wasn't joking. I agree with that. I don't know if I should have, but the whole toe thing, you had me sold with that. I
I
was good
wasn't
with it.
joking
Nah,
either,
I'm
bro.
with it because
Hold on. Yeah,
right,
hold on.
say
It's a
say-
suggested Garland could be traded to Cavaliers this offseason, traded by the Cavaliers this offseason, to whom it's unclear, but he thinks a potential deal with the Brooklyn Nets could make sense for both sides. All right, so we're gonna get into that. So but yada yada, say if they trade Garland, they have to go down a little bit. I was looking at Brooklyn form, and that's going to be I wouldn't be surprised if team with Brooklyn, if it was Garland, Okoro, Cam Johnson coming back to the Cavs with the number 7 pick and some other assets, because I think he's worth more than that. But there's something more. And if you're Brooklyn, you're like, we finally have our guy. I don't know. This is one of the best 25 guys in the league. He's young. He's gonna be on his own team. He could be our Halliburton. We're going to build an entire roster around everything that he's good at. The Nets, after shipping out veteran
You
shooter
feel like this shit
Dorian
trying to set us
Finney-Smith,
up, man.
yeah, I'm feeling like he trying to backdoor us. Pause. The DFS don't have much else other than Johnson. Yada yada with people. Da, da, da. It said trade may be his health. A potential wrench in his plans of Darius Garland trade may be his health. Jay just mentioned the tone. Look, see, the earlier today he
oh, for
underwent
a player that's
surgery and
under
will be
25 years
rehabbing.
old.
Look,
If that's the case, your boy Cam Thomas, his hamstring been going for the last 2 years.
Hold it down, so hold it down.
Yo,
hold it
y'all
down,
be
hold it down.
wilding sometimes, yo.
Hold
That's a
on.
fact.
Hold on.
That's a
Let me
fact.
finish.
Y'all
Speak
be
on it.
we talking about a
Speak
top
on
10. We talking about a top 10 point guard in the
it.
league right now.
Shit is not a laughing matter. Speak on it.
Hold on. Let me continue with the content, please, por favor. The Cavaliers say Garland is expected to be ready for the start of training camp, but ESPN Shims and Brian reported that he is likely to miss time to start a regular season. Looking kind of shaky, baby. All right, so hold on. That's the end of the article right there. Listen, at the end of the day, they didn't really have a proposal really with Cam Thomas in it. Go for it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want it. If Cam Thomas not in the trade package, go for it. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. But
I
I
don't
don't
even
see
think.
him and Donovan Mitchell breaking up, because I think they feel that it worked between them two.
Nah,
But
you
go
gotta
ahead.
play. They gotta pay Evan Mobley. They gotta make a choice between him and Evan Mobley.
They're gonna
They
pay
gotta.
Evan Mobley. They're gonna
They
pay
gotta
Evan
make it.
Mobley.
They gotta make a choice, and they saying with him being small that they could go get another player in the draft. That top pick that they was talking about. We can fuck around to get Garland for Cam Johnson in a late first round. That's what I
They
would
really,
do
they
that
really,
for.
they really want Spider to run point, bro. They don't feel like they need Darius Garland, bro. That's what it is, bro.
Okay.
But just to make a long story short, bro.
I
Like
think
if
it'd
we
be a
go back,
defensive liability though, but offense,
it probably will be a big defensive liability. But one thing I will say on our side of things, bro, like
Hold
in
on.
terms of
Leaf. Let him finish, bro. He the one who had me put the problem
oh
reason.
no,
He put
I ain't care.
him
But
saying
at
what
the
he
end of the
said.
day, I just
Yeah, let
think
him
I
finish.
think
That's just what he
I
was gonna
just
say
think
before we go
I just think if you
Brooklyn
don't
Nets.
if the Nets are unclear of getting a point guard in the draft of what they're gonna do, say they don't make no trades and they just stay with the 8th pick. I don't think you're gonna get a real good point guard right now because even the ones that was supposed to slip in the beginning, they saying that most of them players might go higher than expected. So I feel as though he
I
fit
feel
the
you.
age range. He's still he at least 24, 25 years old, and you could build around.
25.
You feel what I'm saying? You got a
Yeah.
top 10 point guard in the league. He average
Right.
up to like what 7, 8 assists, and he could score. He
He a
scored.
bucket.
He a
Yeah,
bucket.
he a
You know
bucket
what I'm
too.
saying? So
Right.
other than that, you feel me? I just think it'll be a defensive liability sometimes. But it worked out for him and Donovan Mitchell until he fucked his toe up in the playoffs. That's the only.
Somebody gonna rob this shit
That's
out of
real
our
shit.
free agent money, bro. That's what's
Nah,
gonna
I'm
happen.
not gonna lie. That's that no, but this validity to what So Greasy is saying, and the reason why I say that is because I feel like the Cleveland Cavaliers felt like DeAndre Hunter would take them, you know what I'm saying, over the top so they could beat whoever they need to, you know what I'm saying, compete with to get to the finals and win the championship, right? But that didn't happen. I didn't think that DeAndre Hunter was some type of X factor that helped Cleveland get over the top.
I
And that
did.
being said, they lost to the Pacers.
Nah,
Now,
I think
hold
because
on,
of
hold on.
Them niggas fell apart, bro. That's all that
I
was.
think because of
Hold on. But
Mobley.
what I'm saying is they would be interested in Cam Johnson is the point that I was trying to get to. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, they would. I think they would need him.
That's what I was.
I don't even know.
Go
I
ahead,
don't
bro.
even know if it's Cam Johnson, bro. Like some shit. I mean, who knows? They might be interested in Claxton as a backup. I don't care, bro. Get
What
one of
pick
these
the
niggas.
what pick the Cavaliers got then? They ain't got no pick.
What they giving
I
up
don't
the
think
pick for?
so.
I don't think
I don't
so.
know. They don't have a pick. Not in the first round.
I'm just
No.
asking because I saw that they were trying to package Cam Johnson in 19 to get into the top 10.
They got two
Nah,
picks.
yeah, that's Houston
They
and
got two
somebody else
picks.
that got those pick top picks right there. Houston and
And
somebody else.
fucking New Orleans. They got the one right before us. They got 7.
They got two picks in the second round. They got them taking Nimhar's brother Ryan, bro, from Gonzaga, and they got them niggas taking another nigga Dink Patah or whatever this nigga name
Yeah,
from Mexico City.
LM was talking about him all year. Dink Pate.
Yeah, or whatever that nigga name is. So they
But
got two
I
second
just
round
think
picks.
Garland killed a lot of niggas with his speed this year, and then when the playoffs came, he fucked his toe
He
up,
got hurt.
and he still played through it. He tried his best playing in the playoffs through it.
That's the worst thing you could do, bro. Because now you compromise, bro. Next year, bro. And now you got to go get surgery.
Now
Now it
you
might
gotta
be
get
worse.
that's a fact. That's a fact. But I look at it like, he ain't nowhere near 30. It ain't like it's an ACL or he motherfucking broke the whole foot. Like that's a solid guard right there to
So
me.
niggas want a Darius Garland and Cam Thomas backcourt.
Nah.
I think
That's what
that'll
you
be a
want.
great
No,
scoring back court.
yeah, but defensively, them niggas is chewables. And nigga, like, come on,
Defensively,
bro.
you're
Like,
gonna have
ain't no way.
to have some dogs
Like
around them.
them niggas are like, bro. You gonna have to put a mountain of defense around these niggas, bro. Like,
About
I
to build
mean,
that team like Atlanta. We'll put some
and
wings around them
basically, my
niggas,
nigga, put
bro.
some elite wings around them niggas. We're gonna start with Zaire Williams, and then we gonna move down that same path, bro. A lot of niggas that's tall, 6'10", got the wingspan, could get out of the passing lanes, steal a ball, block shots, rebound, spot up and hit threes. You know, you looking for that type of build, bro. I mean, but it seemed like no matter what, bro, somebody this season is gonna rob us for some of that 74 million in the cap, bro. Like it
Somebody's
is what
gonna
it
take it. We gonna spend bread for
Nah.
somebody.
somebody
Yeah, but
gonna rob us.
I don't think it's I don't think it's a robbery. I think they paid Cam Johnson a modest 100 mil. They didn't pay Spencer Dinwiddie.
I think
You know what I'm saying? Hold on, they didn't. They
I'm not
actually
talking
they showed
about.
the
I'm not
other.
talking about them niggas. I'm talking about
No,
this
I'm just
upcoming
saying.
off season.
No, yeah, but I'm being
Somebody gonna
optimistic,
rob
man.
us.
I don't think we getting robbed. We ain't getting robbed. I think
Bro, we got
we learned
70.
our
We got
lesson.
74
I think
million in the cap, bro.
nah,
Like somebody is going to
nah,
take that.
no,
or
bro.
we
You
could
gotta realize it.
hey yo, we could rob some
Nah,
people for some. We could rob a lot of teams, right?
bro.
For
We ain't
I
known
seen.
for robbing nobody, bro. Like
no,
we
but
said,
no,
we can rob a bunch of
bro.
teams. Like who?
It's a lot of teams
Nah, we
right
not
now
trying to
that's gonna
rob
be.
nobody, man.
Hey yo, it's a lot of teams gonna be over the cap space. That's all I'm gonna say, and they gonna need to push out contracts.
Man, listen. We
We
got the
ain't
most
trying to
cap
rob.
space coming.
Listen, what I'm saying is we ain't trying to rob nobody. All we trying to do is, again, I to be honest with you, what I want them to do is to focus on the draft picks that they like, give them heavy minutes and see how well they play with Cam Thomas. Get right back into the draft next season, and then after that season from here on out, compete. Don't care what pick you get with that 27th draft pick. Don't even care about it. Just play how you gonna play. Just black out. You feel what I'm saying? Type shit. But that being said, that's what I want.
All right. So you
Do
want?
I think that's what they're gonna actually do? I don't know.
Listen,
I don't want to. I can't sit.
Hold on. I'm gonna do a part 2. I set the show up for 10 o'clock, but I'll probably pull up, you know what I'm saying, before that. You know what I mean? This is the show. I want to say thank you to So Greasy, Off the Porch Sports, Leaf. This is JTV, Brooklyn LM, 8RSL, and everybody else in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate all y'all. Lucky T, he says, "Sup next world." Yeah, man, we out here, man. I'm gonna clip this. Y'all could look for some Brooklyn. Y'all could look for some of the content in the shorts. You know what I mean? Where y'all can hear y'all. You know, the AI divvy it up, and you know there'll be different fans that hear their basketball takes. You know what I'm saying? And I thought tonight was a real good show, so I definitely wanted to clip this up intentionally. But without further ado, I'll be back with more content really soon. Thank you to all of y'all. Mets fans is the best fans.